Does it let you share your screen? Do you have Excel on there or no?
I have Excel. I'll have to go find it. I
Oh,
might
then
have
don't
to
worry
go get
about it. Let
my,
me share my screen because I have it already.
okay. I might have to go get my IT guy.
Oh, it's
He's,
okay.
he's really good at it.
Okay, well, let me start with this document and we could chat about that real quick. Do you see the
All
Word
right.
document?
Yes.
Okay. I have got it on my side screen, so I'm sorry to not look at you directly. So this is what we're doing this week. This looks specifically at the difference of means for the t-test. So we are going to have,
Okay.
we're looking at two different variables, whether one is married or not, and whether it's two-parent or not. Okay. And we are seeing if there's a difference of means between those groups with the number of TV hours watched by their children. Okay. So
Okay.
the hypothesis would be, does being a child of a married household impact the number of hours you watch versus a unmarried household?
Mm-hmm.
And the other one is, does being in a two-parent household impact the number of TV hours watched versus one-parent household?
Sure.
That's what it's looking at. And so if you look at this, it describes what is a difference of means. It shows you how to do the math by hand. I don't recommend it. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
And then it gives you a little bit of background here on exactly what I just described, like the youth and TV hours watched. Again, this is from 2007. I may need to update this now because I feel like kids don't really watch TV as much now. They're like on an iPad more than anything. But
Or
anyway,
video games, yeah.
exactly. And then it analyzes the data. So they provide a histogram, right? This is giving you the mean and standard deviation for the entire sample. And then it's giving you the frequency of those married versus unmarried. And then there's also the t-test. So this is specifically for married versus not married. So this is the table you are going to work to reproduce right here.
Okay.
Definitely the means should be about the same, standard deviation. And I say about the same because Excel can be wonky. And so like if this was like you got 18.13, I'm not losing sleep over that. We're fine.
Okay.
But if you got that the mean was like 49, now we got problems.
Yeah. Now we have a problem.
Exactly. And then the t-test value is this value right here, the 4.432. And the significance shows that the p-value is less than 0.001. So there's a very large statistical difference between these. I know it's only 3 hours, but that was very significant.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So the goal of this exercise is you're going to be repeating this analysis, and then you're going to swap it for two-parent to then see if there's a significant difference there too.
Okay.
Okay. We're good so far?
Good so far.
Okay, I'm going to share a different screen now. So give me a second. Share this screen. Okay. Do you see my Excel spreadsheet?
Yes.
Okay. This is the part students get wrong every single time. What we need to do is we need to compare the mean for TV hours between subgroups of married and subgroup of two-parent. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if it says married 1, that means yes, they are married. If it says married 0, they're not married. So the first thing I need to do is I'm going to grab these two columns and I need to sort the data by the married variable. So what we're doing here is these values of TV's hours watched, they're staying connected with this married variable. We don't want to disconnect that. So the two need to be put together, and then we are going to do a custom sort, and we are going to sort it by married, smallest to largest. Okay.
Okay.
Does that make sense so far?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm clicking OK, and then this is what happens. I get TV hours with married, and I'm gonna get all of these zeros combined together, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you see there's a lot. Oh, and now we've swapped to ones right here.
Okay.
So cell 466 and above, they are not married. Cell 467 and below, they are married. Now, this is a piece that depending on the version of Excel you have, you may need to add something. If you go under data, which is how I sorted, right? I'm under data.
Okay.
There's a button here called data analysis. And that's what you select to compare the groups. Okay.
Under data. Okay.
It is possible you may not have that. If you do not have that, you are going to go through here. Tell me what you want to do. And you're going to say data, whoops, yeah, analysis, insert and add in is really what I want to do. Right here. No, that is not what I want to do. Okay, right here. So I already have the analysis tool pack. That's why it's right here.
Mm-hmm.
It is possible based on your version of Excel, because I've seen some students who do not have that. So they'll go, oh no, mine ends at outline. I don't have a button called analysis. So when you
Okay.
run the analysis on your computer, when you've got Excel, make sure that you have that. And if you do not, you can go here into this little search bar and add data analysis, the analysis tool pack.
Okay.
Okay. So I click this. And now I have to select the analysis that I'm going to do. So I'm going to be looking for a t-test, but it is not. So these are, see, we have three here, three t-tests. It is not a paired two sample for means. That would be what is the mean number of hours that I sleep before kids and after kids? But it's paired because those two values represent me, right? That's a paired value. We are instead doing two samples because these values on TV hours watched belong to totally different people, right? It's kids who are in married household, kids who are in non-married household. That's what we're comparing. So we will take, I think honestly we can run it both ways. They're going to end up being super, super close because it's such a large data set that variance is not quite as big of a deal as if we had only.
Okay.
Do you need to go?
No.
Considering you're in the firehouse, I'm like, a phone call's got to be an emergency.
I'm the chief. I don't go on fire calls anymore. I got guys for that.
Okay, well that's good. Well, I figured you probably weren't out on the call, but like maybe you have to mobilize a team or something.
Yeah, I got guys for that too.
Wait, are you guys about to get the hurricane?
My main job is to surround myself with people smarter than me and then turn in a budget every year. So that's my goal.
Is the hurricane heading your way, by the way?
No, I think that's more down in Florida.
Oh, is it? Okay, because it seemed like it was like by the tip of Texas right now.
Yeah, I haven't really looked at it, to be honest. I was told that it's not near us and it's kind of near Florida, so
Oh,
I haven't really worried about it too much.
Well,
So,
that is.
yeah, it looks like I don't know what the projected path is, but yeah, it looks like it's up, kind of like along the western coast of Florida.
Okay. All right. Well, then that's good news.
No immediate threats or projections in the next 10 days that we're going to get any of that.
Okay.
Take some of the rain though.
I know, that's true. Okay, back to stats. Sorry, got real distracted there. Okay,
It tends to do that. Let me turn my ringer off in case that happens again.
Oh,
sorry, go ahead.
So then you'll select this, the t-test, and click OK, and it's going to ask you to select a range. Now, again, students do this wrong all the time. So for those of you even listening on the recording, we've just talked about how 466 and 467, that's our line here between not married and married. I am not selecting all of these, right? That would make no sense. What I'm doing is I'm selecting the number of TV hours watched for those that are unmarried versus those that are married. So I do not need this column to be part of the analysis. That's zeros and ones. Pardon me?
Yeah. The zeros you don't need.
Exactly. So I'm going to grab this and just bring it all the way up till I get to cell number 1. You could write it in the box also if you want to be extra fancy. No problem there. Just for the sake of this example, right here. Okay. So we've got that as our first variable range. Now I'm going to select the second one. So I'm going to go back to item 467, which is right here. Okay. Right here. And now I'm going to grab all of those, and then that's a much larger group. We've got like 2,000 people here. Yeah. Okay. So far, so good?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I'm good with the alpha, the confidence interval being at 0.05. It's fine with me. And then I get this lovely table. So it's like an opposite table of what we had earlier. Like it's flipped on its head, all the same information. You see your mean, 18.12 for variable 1, which that would be the not married group. So I can even change this, be not married.
Sure.
And this is married, right? I can reduce this to just 2 numbers if I want to. You know, you can pretty this up a little bit. Okay. This is your variance. Your observation, that's actually your sample size, right? And then we get here to our T statistic, which is 4.43, exactly like what it was in the example. And then your critical value here, let's make this bigger. We're looking at the two-tailed value because we said it's just going to be different. We didn't say which direction it was going to be. We didn't hypothesize on that. We just left it wide open. So this would be the value, which would be like 0.001. I think is what that ends up being, or less, right around there. Questions?
Do I have any?
Pardon me?
You saying, do I have any questions?
Yeah.
No, I don't. Actually, it's pretty clear.
Great. That's awesome. So then you would just do that all again, but this time you would grab the numbers for 2-parent and run the exact same thing. You'll have to sort them first, the same way we did these. So what I would recommend you do here is do an undo. Well, that's going to be a few undos. Where is it? Oh, now it's not going to let me. You could just have it open. You can make copies of it. And then you'll want to tie those together. Right here.
Okay, the 2 hours and the 2-parent, or the TV hours and the 2-parent?
Correct.
But not the married.
Correct, because then we'll just be doing this and that.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
And then like last time, you're gonna write a couple sentences of interpretation. What do you see? What do you think it means? Do you have hypothesis as to, yeah, you know, this being married or 2-parent, does that lead to less TV watching, more TV watching? Just again, you're kind of creating hypotheses out of thin air because this is not your own data set. You're not coming at it like true research, having had a strong hypothesis on what you thought, but you're at least getting the experience of, you know, manipulating the numbers.
Sure. Okay.
So that's that. So hopefully then that's just like a no more than 30-minute of your time to get that piece done so that you can focus then on the literature review.
Okay, and how many are those? How many citations, references are you? I can't remember. Was it like 10 or 12 or something like that?
For the literature review? Yeah,
Yes.
I would say at least 10.
Okay,
I'm not gonna go through and count them all. Like, again, that's not the hill I die on. I want this to be useful to you guys. That is my main goal. So
sure.
it needs to be to show enough breadth and depth so that you've actually like, figured out a little bit about this variable that you're interested in, the two variables and how they relate to one another.
Mhm.
And really you're just making a case for me as your reader as to what is your hypothesis. So I need to
Mhm.
see a clearly defined hypothesis at the end of your document.
Okay,
And that can literally be, I think I was talking to Jacob about this. It can be one sentence in a bullet point. Like you can have a subheading that's like centered that says hypothesis, and then a one bullet that says the relationship between SAT scores and GPA will be positive, or drinking coffee increases your risk of cancer, whatever it is.
okay.
So, but you're telling a story then through your literature review. And again, this
Mhm.
is it's a highly, highly truncated proposal. When you go
Sure.
through the dissertation, it'll be much bigger, but this is 4 weeks. So that would be
Yeah, I
unreasonable to
understand.
expect more. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Excellent.
So that's it. So then when you guys submit that, I'm going to give you guys some feedback on it. For some of you, it may involve like adding a few things or making a few changes. Most people, it's usually good as it stands just with your grade. And then we're going to build on that from the literature review. We're going to start adding chapter 3, which is more your methodology. What instruments
Mhm.
do you want to use? Who do you want to recruit? And then what stats you would want to run if we were gathering data.
Cool.
But that doesn't come till week 5, 6. So,
Well, week
which
5
seems
is a
like
week away.
forever from now, but next
I
week.
know, it's next week. Yeah, I've had a crazy 2 weeks. And so, I had to just kind of get through last week as best I could. And, and then I knew that it was going to pile up for this week. And so I just went ahead and I had to come in and kind of catch up at work from being gone for 10 days. And
Yeah.
then, so I just took tomorrow off to do nothing but work on, this week. So.
Yeah.
I ought to be probably 80% through it by tomorrow after a day of working on it.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you guys all have such busy lives. And I think, yeah, I mean, you're not the only one. I think right now, well, Char is gone next week. I think she's
yeah,
gone next.
Jake just burns the candle at both ends,
Yeah.
Jacob. And then Lindsay's our world
Lindsay just,
traveler. I
yeah,
think
I think
she's
she
in
just
like
flew out.
Zimbabwe or something right
Yeah.
now. She's somewhere at the end of the earth right now.
Oh my
And,
word. So yeah, looking
I'm
at, okay,
not,
so week 5 is the week of the 30th. And then week 6 is October 7th. Week 7 is October 14th. So really our last
yes,
day of class is the 20th. That feels
yes.
wild.
They these 7 weeks go by so fast.
So fast. I know.
I know, we've been doing this, we're just like a few weeks away from having been in the program for 2 years. It seemed like we just started.
I know. It's you got to buckle down. I want to check in with you about one more thing.
Okay.
And this will be applicable for others because I think others are having this issue. So, and this may not actually be you now that I think about it, maybe someone else. Oh no, it was you. So if I pull up on my end, and I'm hesitant to do that because it shows people's grades, so I'm not going to share my screen. But
I don't mind. We're pretty open.
okay, well, the reflection, I think I was discussing this with Lindsay and Char last week. I think there's a new way for you guys to do your submissions now. One is to
Mhm.
like just click the box, yes, I did it. And then I think
Mhm.
there's also somewhere where you write in, yes, I did it. Like that could
Yes, there's two places. You click on it on one place, yeah, I did it, and then you go over to assignments and you have to click on week 3.3 reflection, and then I just copy and paste, yes, I did it, and stick it down in the box and hit submit.
perfect. So I don't have yours for week 1. It shows that you never submitted, which means you probably
Oh,
clicked the
okay.
box but didn't go back in.
And then
And
hit submit.
then yeah, and then I'm missing. I'm missing Lindsay's for last week. So I think this is just a wonky thing that they did because they're
Yeah,
having
you
you
just
do it
gotta
in.
remember to do it. That's true.
So I just want to make sure
But
that you guys
I'll
get
go
all
ahead
your
and do it.
grades.
What I started doing about, I don't know, 3 classes ago, because I kept going, where did I stick my reflection? Did I write it down? Did I put it on some kind of a Word document? And so what I started doing was I just started creating an email to myself. I just put class 7, week 3 reflection. Then I type out my reflection and then drag it over into a reflection box in my email. So
Very
all my
smart.
reflections are, all together now. Well, I say all of them from about 3 or 4 classes ago to now. So
Okay.
I found that really worked good for me. I could keep track of where they all were in case anybody said, hey, I need to see your reflection for this or that. So
Exactly. Then you have it all in
I'll
one.
go in and do that, complete it for week 1.1 then.
Perfect. Yeah, I think otherwise we're all caught up. Tests and quizzes, you guys have been doing well on the quiz. Did it make sense afterwards looking at that?
I love the quizzes. I mean, I didn't do real well in the one last week. I think I got 7 out of 10 or something, but I love the quiz because it causes me to get into the book to find the answer. You know what I'm saying? It forces you to open the book and highlight things and read context and such. So I enjoy it because of that, because it directs me to the book. So
Good, good. Well, I'm glad. There is one quiz that I just want to let everybody know is a little different, and that is the very last quiz, quiz 6. You have to compare. I don't know if it'll let you look at it right now. Let's see. Preview. I don't know that it'll let you look at it. Anyway, it actually guides you to a page in the textbook. And the whole goal is to identify like where are there confounding variables between an article. So there's a pair of articles and you get to choose whichever one you want to do between those. You can read them and then compare how they analyzed it and what confounding variable is present, which we haven't talked about that yet because that's still week 6, but I just want to just have you guys hone in on that now so you're aware. Because that particular quiz has no multiple choice questions. It is just a quick write-up. And by quick, I mean no longer than a page. I think I have it on there. Oh, I wrote 2 to 3 pages. If you make it single space and it's 1 page, you're totally fine. But it's to look at how data is interpreted when we're not accounting for a confounding variable. So, yeah. But that's the only one that's kind of weird. Otherwise, they're just the multiple choice with just one short answer, type in response.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it. These are always very helpful.
Well, that's my goal. And if you realize like, hey, now I'm in front of my laptop and I can't get this darn thing to work, just reach out. Let me know. I can help again. What I'll do is when I send this link for this chat that we just did when I post on YouTube, I'll include a couple of YouTube clips on how to do a t-test
I love it.
sample so that if you're like, I don't really get her example, you can always look at somebody who's far better at it in terms of the Excel clicking and better.
It's really pretty clear, but the YouTube thing too was also, and it's a little short video. It's not like you committed to, an hour or whatever.
Right.
So,
One, I found that this particular data analysis before people were just not understanding they had to sort, and then they weren't understanding how to grab each thing because it's not obvious. You have to like sit and think like, what is it I'm comparing, right?
It's a huge help. We appreciate you doing this.
Oh, of course.
So,
anytime.
Like hearing your voice, seeing your face, being able to kind of interact a little. It's even if, this is helpful or not helpful, there's a sense of comfort in connecting, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
we appreciate that.
Absolutely. Well, and lean on me if you guys need anything else. Otherwise, I'm happy to schedule something already for next week. Next week, let me just double check. What are we doing next week? We're going to start talking about our sample size. And then there is a data analysis assignment. So maybe we ought to just schedule it, see if that works for people. Since you're the only one on, you get first dibs. What's best for you? Does this Wednesday time work well?
Yeah. I can't remember what happened on Tuesday. There was a reason we moved it from Tuesday to today. Is that something you were busy with or?
Well, we had it scheduled for Monday. I have
Monday, okay.
a Tuesday appointment, But Monday, I'm free. So we could do Monday at 4 or Wednesday at 4.
Well, since there's nobody here, let's try Monday, because if this time right now, I'm the only one, I feel bad that everybody works their schedule around me. So let's do Monday at 4 Eastern, then 3 Central.
Perfect. And just to comfort you here, Ron, I don't think you are. I think honestly, Jacob cannot join at that time. He shared, he's teaching during that time. Lindsay's out of town, so she knew already she wasn't going to be able to join. So it's just Shar. So I don't know if she got busy, and that happens. And since it's recorded, everybody
Yeah,
can watch
and
it.
it being recorded is huge too, because I've gone back, even in the ones that I participated in, I've gone back and looked at them, so.
Yeah. Awesome.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. You're outstanding. We appreciate you.
Oh, well, it's my pleasure. So you enjoy the rest of your day. Review that, and if any other questions pop up, just let me know.
Thank you, Miss Wood. Appreciate you.
All right, we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.